Being recorded.
And I was the project manager for this mobile app project. So, if the presentation is visible to all, can we proceed?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Pawan here from Bharat Petroleum.
Hi,
Hello.
Pawan.
Yes,
Yes,
Pawan.
We are not getting the link actually.
Hello.
It's not getting connected. It's not getting opened.
Webinar is not connected.
No, it's not getting connected.
Yes.
Pawan, I'll be sending you the link in a chat. So this meeting will be recorded and will be shared in the Indus website.
Okay.
Okay. So Bindal, you can continue.
Okay. So, to begin with, I'll just brief you a few objectives that we had when before we started the project. Now, before this project, GGL did not had any medium via which customers can interact with the company or their information and access it. So, the first and prime objective was to have a mobile app and portal or some medium via which we can give the information to customers on the fingertips. Another objective was to improve customer service, okay, which is again, this app is all part of that. Reduction in customer footfalls. So before this, for any of the activity, any information access, any change in master data, everything customer had to visit the office or they had to give the call to customer care. Now we wanted to reduce the number of footfalls. Next objective was that we wanted to communicate to our PNG customers in a faster way and that too in mass. Plus, we wanted to reach to our potential customers in the charged areas where we are already operative. So we wanted a way wherein we can at least hear from such customers whether they are interested or not, or we can have our reach. That was all about PNG customers. Now, when we talk about CNG segment, we wanted to enable our CNG customers, use the technology and locate any nearby CNG stations anytime anywhere. We also wanted to promote and increase the conversion of CNG by providing various, benefits or highlighting various benefits of using CNG against other fuels. We wanted to enhance the safety tips, emergency handling information, everything which the company thought should be available to customers at any time. The company wanted to also promote online transactions, which is also a part of the digital movement being taken up by the government. And above all this, we wanted a common platform which will help us to have a single business logic and expose via different mediums or multiple mediums without changing the logic multiple times. So these were the objectives which the company looked for. And considering these objectives, we did our analysis and we came across this product called Multi-Channel Foundation for Utilities, which exactly meets all this requirements. It's a platform which sits above SAP and helps us, expose our data to the external world with the same business logic. And hence we decided to use MCF-U, which is Multi-Channel Foundation for Utilities. So, this slide indicates about a few design considerations that we looked at while, designing this app. Now, when we talk about data source, obviously SAP is one of the data source which contains all the customer data and other transactions data. Other than that, we also have some non-SAP data every company would have. So, every company has a website or maybe some data is lying outside SAP in some other system, other database. So while designing, it is important to consider what are the data sources from which the mobile app and a web portal for the customer will pick the data from, other than SAP. Then, online versus offline content. So now this is a big decision-making point before you start designing, that how much data you want to be provided online, because that increases the dependency on mobile network. Now, if you are geographically spread across a lot of remote locations, then you will not prefer to rely more on the offline data. When we talk about offline data, it's all about the data which resides on the mobile device when the app is downloaded. So if you can also think of providing offline data, but there the catch is it will continuously increase the app size on the device. So it's a conscious call to be taken while designing whether to rely on offline data or online real-time data. Next point is, while designing, we thought of having a common landing page across all the customers and even the guests who visit our website portal and the app. So when I say all, it includes PNG and CNG customers both. So any customer, any guest, any user who visits our website, web portal or app will have a common landing page, and thereon there is a lot of information which is available to the guests without even registering themselves. So this was a design point. Next is the refresh of data. So during the start, we wanted that we should have a mandatory refresh every day, plus whenever the user wants. So there is an option given to manually refresh the data. Then we have dashboards. So dashboard we thought of is a kind of feature for both the segments of customers, PNG and CNG, wherein they get information at a blink, information like their last payment, the last bill, the last meter reading. So it's all available on a single page. They don't need to do multiple clicks for that. If they open the app, they can able to see these counts at a single glance. Next design consideration was that we wanted to have important safety information like emergency numbers and dial before dig, which are for those third party who start digging without informing us. So all this information we wanted to have to be present every time on every page or screen of the app. So we thought of having a common footer across the app, which will enable us to give this information to all users anytime. Plus, we also thought of in case of any emergency, a user would not want to have multiple clicks. So we also thought of giving a direct dialing option. You just need to click on one number, and it will open your dial pad and start dialing. So this was one more design consideration. Color combinations, yes, is also a part of design. So we thought we'll use the colors from company's logo and also a few more colors to make the app more attractive. So these points talk about the design considerations which we took care while designing. We move on to next slide, which displays us the features of multiple features of the app. So starting with user registration. Now, obviously, this is a very common thing which every app would have. So we have allowed a guest user to see various common generic information about the company and the business that we do or the benefits that they have. Other than that, all our PNG, which is pipe natural gas customers, can register using their contract account and either their mobile number or their email ID, which is registered with the company. Then we have obviously the forgot password and change password facilities. Along with that, the contact details of customers, which includes their address, their email, their mobile numbers, multiple numbers and all that, their preference of mobile numbers. All these details are enabled over mobile app, which customers can update, change, add at their convenience anytime via mobile app. Next feature is, since we want to promote the PNG connections and we also wanted to leverage on the potential customers, we enabled this feature which is called new gas connection request. So a customer or a user who is not a customer but wants to be our customer can submit a new gas connection request via the mobile app. Next important feature which enhances the customer satisfaction is customer complaints. So a customer can now submit a complaint via mobile app and also track these complaints. And all these features are real time. push data, post data into SAP system on real-time basis, and also the retrieve data on real-time basis. Next feature is payments, which is, a customer can make payment of their own bills. They can also make payments of other family members or other customer IDs via InstaPay facility, which we have given without login. We give payment history on the mobile app, which is for last 6 months, last 6 payments. So you can say almost a year is covered. Even the bill history is available. A customer can anytime view last 6 bills. We have a bi-monthly billing cycle, so 1 year history is available on mobile app. Plus the bills can be downloaded in PDF format over the mobile device. We also have a localization feature which gives the bills in the local language. Along with that, we have the consumption history of the customer. So anytime if a customer wants to view the trend of his consumption, gas consumption in last 6 readings or last 6 consumptions, he can do so with the help of mobile app. As I informed earlier, emergency numbers and dial before death numbers are available on every page of the app. Gas price. So we have prices for PNG and CNG both, and all these prices and all other charges are displayed as an information over mobile app. Hello? Am I audible to all? I can hear some music, Yamuna.
Yes, please.
Hello? Yamuna, are you there? Okay, we'll continue. We also have...
The person you are speaking.
Hello? Is it okay now?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay, thanks. So I was talking about the safety information, which is also available over the mobile app. The last feature on the slide, which talks about alerts, is an important one. Just like we have alerts in a lot of different apps, in this app also we thought of giving kind of alerts to users in terms of various events like bill generation, payment reminder, payment acknowledgement after it has been received, and in case if the check bounces, customer should be intimated. So these features, the alert feature contains the alerts about all these 4 events. We move to next slide, which also talks about further facilities over the mobile app, is push notification. So this push notification is something which we want to communicate in mass to our customers, or rather the users who have our app on their devices. So we can have any information being published via push notification to all the users or customers who have the app. Next is CNG station details. So now we have, this is a very detailed feature given on app. Any user, whether customer or not, can search any CNG station across our state. So there are 3 options given. If the first option is, we call it as a nearby CNG station. So wherever a user is standing, it will show nearest CNG station to the user, or nearby CNG stations which are covered within the proximity of few kilometers. The next option is to have a CNG station list in a selected city. User can select a city and have a list of all the CNG stations located in that city. The third option is that a user, if he is planning a travel, he can enter the source and destination and see how many CNG stations or which are all the CNG stations falling in between that or en route that journey. So all these facilities are provided using Google Map API. Next feature is CNG savings calculator. Now we have helped our customers to gauge what would be their benefits if at all they shift to CNG. So there is a savings calculator wherein user will input his daily run of kilometers, and the application helps user to gauge what would be his saving if he converts to CNG. I can see a question, but I would suppose we have last 10 minutes to answer all your questions, right, Yamuna?
Yes, Bindan, we have last 15 minutes for question and answer. So you can continue, and once you're done with that, we can have a question and answer round.
Okay. But any which ways, I would like to answer to Mr. PM Datta's question, that how the customers learn to use the app is his question. If you can see the last point in this slide, it talks about app help. So we have given built-in help within the app itself, wherein customers can, and this help is a very narrative one with the screenshots of the app and with all the descriptions. So once you install the app, this help gets installed with the mobile app, and any user, any non-tech savvy user also can start using the app very easily. Okay. Coming to that features, feature number 18 is of CNG kit suppliers. So we have given our kit suppliers information on mobile app if at all any user wants to see or refer to that. Then we have cylinder testing centers. Testing, it is just a list of all the authorized testers, centers where users can visit for the cylinder testing. We have given various FAQs if users have query regarding their PNG and CNG stuff. The latest updates and news about the company are also available on mobile app. So, and these features are all dynamic. So as and when a user opens the app, you will get this as updated. We have one more feature called Invite Friends. So using which any user can forward the invitation of app to his known people, friends, family members, anybody. This will send a link to the invited person, using which he or she can download the app. Just to mention once again, this app is published on both the platforms, which is Android and iOS. Moving to next feature, as we discussed earlier, this is app refresh. So app refresh happens every day automatically, and there is also a manual option given, using which a user can click or decide whenever he or she wants to refresh the app data. And last one is the app help, which I mentioned earlier. It's a very detailed help given in the mobile app. So in total, we have some 24 features across the GGL mobile app. Okay, moving to next slide. Now this gives a brief background about the project that was taken care. The project was all about a mobile app and a web portal development for the GGL customers. It kicked off on 5th of December 2016, and once we were ready, we decided to have a soft launch internally for our internal employees who are also the customers. So we did that on 21st of November, and just to have a feedback from them, we took their feedback, asked them to have their hands-on, and few corrections made, and then we launched for the public on 15th of January 2018. Location of the project was at Gandhinagar. The products used were, as said earlier, it's MCF-U and SMP, which is SAP Mobile Platform. The outcome of the project was a mobile app for Android and iOS platforms and a web portal for customers. We had some 12 members in team, 7 from the in-house SAP team and 5 from the business. The milestones considered requirement finalization, IBP sign-off, development and design, unit tests. We had multiple unit tests. UAT also, we had a couple of them. Then we rolled out internally, which I said on 21st of November, we had our internal rollout. And then we went live on 15th of January, and till date, it's been live. Next screen indicates some prerequisites if anybody is interested in getting the mobile app developed using MCF-U. So first of it, what do you need to do this? Obviously, you need a SAP ECC system with ISU implemented. CRM is optional. In our case, we do have CRM, which is the leading system. And for MCF also, if you have CRM, it becomes the leading system. So when I say a leading system, all your users and everything gets created via CRM only. SAP license, yes, you need MCF-U and SMP licenses. These both are user-based licenses. Payment gateway, if at all you want to provide online payment facility on your mobile app, you need to have integration with some payment gateway service provider. If you obviously will need to send a lot of SMSs to the customer in terms of password, in terms of OTP and all, so you need an integration with the SMS service provider. You also need accounts on the Play Stores of Google and iOS if you want to publish the apps on their platforms. You need SAP Gateway, which is very well connected to ECC and CRM. So Gateway is part of the architecture, which is there in the next screen. We'll go through the architecture. You need to have MCF-U. There are add-ons required for MCF-U to be installed on ECC, CRM, and gateway systems. Your master data should be updated, which is an important point, before you launch the app, before you go live. Your master data should be updated with the mobile number or email ID so that the app can verify when a new user or new customer wants to register. And if we talk about the skills, you need basis, ISU functional, ABAP, OData, UI5 for portal, OData for the gateway, for publishing the data using SAP data using MCF, mobile app, coding, and network and LAN. So these are the skill sets required. Moving to next slide. This screen talks about the architecture. Now, as you can see at the bottom, we have ECC and CRM connected to each other, and CRM is the leading system which is being mentioned over here. Above that, your gateway sits, and gateway is connected to ECC and CRM. All three systems are well connected to each other. Gateway is again connected to SMP, and SMP is connected to relay server. So, relay server is your entry point for any user request coming from the internet. So via relay it goes to SMP, via SMP it goes to gateway, and gateway has all the OData services configured, and these services fetch the data from ECC CRM and give response to SMP, and via again relay server it is sent back to the mobile client. You will need, as you can see on this picture, you will need add-ons on three systems: gateway, ECC, and CRM. Moving to next slide. Now, what innovations we did in this project? We had a lot of discussions and deliberations of using which tool to be used to develop the mobile app. Since we thought of always going for a custom app. Ours is a custom app. We do not use the standard SAP app. So we started app building from scratch. And the tool that we selected was Xamarin, because this tool gives us capability of publishing the app on both the platforms with the single business logic, which is Android and iOS. We can also have other platforms if required. So one single logic with multiple platforms publishing. So this was a conscious call taken at that time. This actually reduces a lot of app development and publishing time and efforts. Next innovation was this mobile app and portal both are customized. So as I said, the app is a custom built app. Also the portal which SAP gives, we leveraged that and we modified it according to our needs. The look and feel of the customer portal and customer mobile app are kept almost similar. Now we have a lot of content available on the company's website. With an intention to reduce the change time, what we did is we linked the website content with the mobile app as well. So for specific information about the company, let's say about the company or a number of customers or emergency numbers, all this information is linked to the content which is available on website. So with one change in that repository, it will update on website, it will update on app as well. So this has been made as dynamic. We have configured alerts, which we saw. These alerts are available in terms of some pop-ups above the mobile app in case of bill generation, payment reminder, payment acknowledgement, and check prompts. We have allowed PNG gas bills to be downloaded on mobile device in the PDF format. App sync is there. As I mentioned earlier, app can be synced automatically. App sync can be done manually as well. Now we have used a lot of, seventh point is about Google APIs. We have used a lot of freely available Google APIs. So once you have your account on Google, you can start using these APIs. So when I say API, so I refer to Map API, which is used for all our CNG locators. We have used Google URL Shortener API because the URL length, you have a limitation on SMS when you want to send the link over SMS. So you can use this API to shorten the URL. We have also used Firebase API. Now Firebase API is used to send or broadcast the messages to all the app owners. FCM is Firebase Cloud Messaging, which is used in mobile app to send updates or notifications to all the devices which has the app. We have used a splash screen. Now this is a screen which depicts our business. It's a very, you call it as a splash screen. It is there when you launch the app. It is there for a couple of seconds, and it contains a GIF which displays a gas connection, which is our business. So that is there. Next is a connection status. So on the app, we thought of giving a color codification for the status of that customer. So we have decided color coding on the app header with different colors. Like if it's green, a customer is a connected customer. If it's amber, a customer is a temporarily disconnected customer. And if it's white, a customer is disconnected. So anytime, any screenshot which we receive for the support, we can very well know the status of the customer. So this screen talks about the innovations. We move to next screen. Now these are the key facts as on date. We have some 59,950 approximately downloads on Android and 6,900 plus downloads on iOS. The average rating on Google is 3.8, and we have already launched 3 versions since the go live. When we talk about registrations on the right side table, out of this, you can say 60 plus 6, 7, so 67,000. We have some 16,660 registrations being done by our PNG customers. Now these registrations are in our SAP system. We have got some 3,300 plus, 15 plus requests for new connections, and we have received 1,343 customer complaint notifications from the mobile app. This graph shows us the trend from the day we launched the app till date, the number of registrations. The yellow bar is for Android and the blue one is for iOS. As you can see, from November, it went to peak. Now, the reason being, we launched in January and we had our campaigning done in the month of February, and as a result, we had the maximum registrations and downloads in that month. So, I would suggest campaigning is a key part in making your customers aware about any application that you launch, because nowadays there are a lot of applications being launched every day in the market. Moving to the next screen. What are the business benefits that we achieve? So, the first and foremost benefit is the increased PNG customer penetration. Now we can see, we saw in last slide, we received so many new connection requests and many of them have been catered to. So we were able to reach to such customers who are willing to obtain our services, and we already have our connection or charge area over there, so we can serve them better. Next benefit that we achieved was increase in percentage of customers opting for online payments. So since the mobile app allows to make payments very easily, and that too by a few clicks, a lot of customers have now started opting for making the gas bill payments online against the orthodox methods. This has resulted in saving on a lot of collection center costs. So we also have collection centers wherein customers can drop their checks and make the payments. So now instead of that, a lot of customers have started moving to online payment. Next business benefit achieved was improved customer service. So there are a lot of points in the app which help us improve service to our customers, including the emergency helpline numbers, complaint login and tracking via mobile app, update of their contact information or display of their information which is lying with the company, easy access to master data like bill history, payment history, consumption history. For all these things, it is readily available to the customers, and this has improved. This has helped us to serve them better. Next business benefit is reduction in damage by third party, because we have given this dial before date numbers available on the screen itself. So any third party who starts digging can always know for that particular area or city to whom to contact, so they can contact. And this has also resulted in reduction in damage. More and more CNG conversions are happening because now the awareness of CNG, the awareness of benefits of converting to CNG, the list of approved suppliers and testing centers and all is available. So this has helped in more CNG conversions. And lastly, the safety information is also available at fingertips on the mobile app. So these are the business benefits that we have achieved. Moving to next screen, these are few images of the mobile app. The first being a user registration screen, wherein we allow a customer to register using a contact account and either the mobile number or the email ID. Next screen is of a login and forgot password screen. Next screen is of PNG dashboard. So these are few screens which will give you the idea and look and feel of the app. This screen talks about the history of bills. As I said, the history of 6 bills is available, and you can see a PDF symbol using which you can download the bill in PDF format. Next is the history of payment, which gives you the date of payment, the amount of payment for last 6 payments made by the customer. And last is for the CNG dashboard. Now we have also noted down few points to consider if somebody is interested in implementing this. So first is to choose the mobile app development tool wisely, as I said earlier. It depends on your objective, whether you want to reduce your change or maintenance efforts, or you want to give it once. And because there are a lot of tools available in the market, which one of the tool may increase the app size, but on the other side it may give you the flexibility to publish the app in multiple platforms, and the other tool may not publish on multiple platforms, but it will help you reduce the app size. Next point is you need to ensure that your SI partner, or if you are going for a custom app, the partner is also equipped or competent enough to know the SAP part of it, so that the entire life cycle will be smooth. Next is the dynamic content. So this is also an important point, because what we did during designing is we had a lot of content, so we segregated that content and we deliberated with business to gauge the frequency of change of that content. So if it is highly changeable, then we would always go for dynamic content. We'll make it dynamic, because that increases our dependency on the network speed or connection and all. And if the change is not that frequent for that particular part of content, then we will make it as a part of the mobile app, which again increases the size of app on the device. So this is a conscious call to be taken. One should always, next point is about the app size. You should make the app light so that it will not occupy more space on the device. Now there can be some platform specific points, like in our case, in iOS you do not have a back button on the Apple devices. So we had to, wherever required across the app, we had to specifically provision for back button. Also, the size of the app on iOS is pretty high as compared to Android. This is also one of the points. So a few platform specific points can be taken care. Customer master data in SAP, the update and cleaning of the master data is very much required before you launch the app. App promotion and campaigning. Yes, you need to promote your app. You need to campaign it so that users become aware of it and they start using it. Next is, once you launch the app, you also need to check on the reviews that users post, so that you can get the feel of how the app is performing or how it is benefiting the users. We also have such process. We have a team constantly monitoring the reviews of users, replying to them, and in case if they have any difficulties in using them, getting their queries solved, and analyzing the overall review of the app. And I would also suggest that before you go live, you get the app reviewed by a third party, with reference to the performance of the app and the security aspect of it. So these are the points to consider. That's it from the presentation side. We can move on to the question answer session now. Hello? If I can read the question from Mr. P.